Hey, everybody, welcome to another episode of Wellness Blueprints. I'm Jess Milner. So glad you're here to nourish your roots with me. I am a master nutritionist, and today we're going to talk a little bit about vitamins. I'm also a quantum energy healer, and I want to talk about this because it's really about everything is always about nourishment and alignment on both a spiritual and a physical level. And, things that we're not aligned with are fake things. Okay. Like, we don't want fake food. We don't want fake vitamins. We don't want fake people, right? We don't like those. So, vitamins in food, vitamins come in food, they're in our food. That's how we get them. They don't just come off of the shelf at the store. Of course, we can get them there now, but we're going to talk about that a little bit. I'm not sure how much I've actually dug into this on the podcast before. But vitamins in food, they don't just exist in isolation. Okay. They're not just sitting there all by themselves, hanging around waiting for some. They have like enzymes and cofactors and minerals, and there's like this whole matrix going on that helps your body be able to utilize and absorb these things. It's this whole like synergistic effect in there. So when you isolate them down to just like one piece, which is that's what's really going on when you have a synthetic vitamin, is you got like one piece of the vitamin there. And on the short term, it's probably going to do what it says it's going to do. So I don't want anybody to feel bad, like, oh my gosh, don't worry about it, okay? But when you take something that is just a piece of the vitamin, it's got to pull from the reserves in the other areas of your body, okay? So wherever in your body you have those enzymes and cofactors and minerals, it's got to go around and take those in order to be able to make a full vitamin so that your body can actually use it. Otherwise, you're just peeing it out, right? So, which that also happens too. I definitely remember, and I'm trying to remember who it was, but somebody that was working on a job site. And there was a guy that came by to clean the porta potties. And, so they were just, chit chatting or whatever. And it was mentioned that those one a day vitamins, when they would clean out the porta potties, the one a day vitamins, they come out like they're inside like a log, but like they come out looking exactly the same. You can still read the one a day on it. So basically, those are a waste of money. If it's not even breaking down in your stomach to even have a chance to like break down any of the vitamins that are even in it. So you either just like crap or pee it all out, or it has to, take from the reserves in your body so that it's able to use it. So it just makes it more difficult for it to use. Now, on the short term, it's going to be totally fine. The first one I'm going to talk about, I'm just going to talk about a couple of the vitamins, because we don't like have all day. You got stuff to do, I got stuff to do, okay? But vitamin C is a pretty big one. People like to take that all the time, right? So, people might even take it like every single day. And now here's the thing. You should be able to get plenty of vitamin C for what your body needs in your diet. If you are eating if you eat like fruits and vegetables, you should be okay. Because vitamin C most of the time is just ascorbic acid. In like emergency or something like that. There's several different varieties of stuff out there. And some of them even throw in like some rose hips and stuff, which is good. So, they're not all like, I'm not saying like you can't take these because they will do something on the short term. So, like, if you have a cold and you're like, oh, and you're like, I really think I need more vitamin C, right? I mean, you want to do something like that. So, if you were to take like emergency, if you're, because you just like, you're like, oh, well, I can't go, I can't like get, the supplement that I need fast enough. That's a different one. So, that's what you have, or it's what you have in the house and you don't feel good. It will do the trick for that day. Like it's going to give you, it's going to go into and grab from the reserves, but it's going to make you feel better. It's going to do what it needs to do on that short term. The problem is when you take something like that every day, you're just like, I got to take my vitamin C. It is missing like all the bioflavonoids and the root. I mean, there's so many things that it's missing. So it's got to nab. Now, when I was doing muscle testing, I mean, I still do some muscle testing, but when I was doing muscle testing all the time, we would do like vendor events and stuff for the office. So people would be coming around and be a super busy day. And we would like push on people's arms to show them like, oh, this is what we do and blah, blah, blah. And we would have to show them like, oh, we're going to put pressure on here. This organ or gland is weak. But we always picked the adrenals. I'm like, okay, now I'm just going to like tap your adrenals on the back and you're going to see, and your arm goes weak. I never had a person that stayed strong on adrenals. I think a couple other practitioners may have, and then they just like went to the next most common one, But almost everybody has stressed out adrenals. They may not be the priority, but almost everybody does. Adrenaline, cortisol. I mean, ladies, come on, you feel like you're on fire, right? So, your adrenals get pretty stressed out pretty often. And this could, contribute. It ain't going to help. All right. So we don't want to do that. We don't want to, exacerbate a problem, right? So, all right. So for like B vitamins, there's a ton of B vitamins. I mean, I remember joking with other nutritionist practitioners and dietitians when we were like going in to take tests and stuff like that. It's like, well, if you don't know what the answer is, chances are the answer is B vitamins, because there's just so many of them and they have so many different functionalities within the body. But I'm going to mention two of the most common ones, okay? Because folic acid and then B12, okay? So folic acid, it's actually folate or methylfolate, and that's the form that you want to do. Folic acid, now I'm sure if you have or suspect that you have problems with methylating B vitamins, like if you have an MTHFR genetic mutation or a suspected one, there are different reasons why people just cannot methylate B vitamins. I can tell if you can methylate them or not just by looking at your CBC, by the way. Okay. So, when you are, like when you're pregnant, I know a lot in lots of the mom groups and stuff, this is a big topic. People are saying you need to make sure that you are taking the folate, methylfolate, and not folic acid. Your doctor might tell you folic acid is fine, but if you can't absorb, if you can't break down, if you can't methylate that B vitamin, it has potential to cause way more harm or do absolutely nothing, which like you're taking the folate for a reason. You need it. You preggies, okay? So your baby needs it. And then with B12, we see a lot of cyanocobalamin, and really it should be methylcobalamin because that's going to be more bioavailable and everything, and we don't, we're not going to break down those other things. It's actually super common. It's actually kind of blown my mind as a practitioner over the years to see how many people actually do have trouble methylating B vitamins, because the amount of B vitamins that are out there on the shelves and stuff like that, I'm not saying that like things out on shelves are not good, because things out there do exist that are good. But when you don't know what's going on your body on the inside, it's not going to align, it's not going to nourish. So then you're sitting there wondering what's going on, and am I wasting my money or not? This is why you got to come see me, right? This is why you listen to my podcast, so you learn some stuff, because you can handle you. You can handle you. I would love to help you handle you, but you can handle you. All right. So vitamin A, that's another one. Vitamin A, I mean, it needs you need fat. It's a fat soluble vitamin, it's got cofactors and fat in there. The best sources of vitamin A are like liver and butter. I mean, when you think vitamin A, you think of a carrot. You think of that retinol. The retinol palmitate, that's the synthetic version. But you think of like, oh, it's good for eye health and everything like that. And you think of carrots. And even when you cut a carrot, you're like, look, it looks like an eye. Like nature knows. And I'm not saying that carrots are not good for eyes, because they are, but there is more vitamin A in grass-fed butter than there is in and even in the yolk of an egg than there is in a carrot, and it's more bioavailable. So especially if you feel the need to take a vitamin A supplement, this is one of the ones that you can OD on. You can have a problem if you take too much of it, and that is really talking more about the synthetic. If you are taking a vitamin A that is made completely out of food, and it's a complete catabolic complex of the vitamin A, then you're not gonna like get sick and OD on it, and your body's gonna be able to use it because it has all those other things in there. So your body's like, I'm gonna put it all the places that it needs to go, instead of just like having this overhaul of just this synthetic version of it and trying to get rid of it and everything. Okay. I'm trying to process it, not get rid of it, trying to actually utilize it. You don't want to get that built up, because it, taking too much vitamin A is a thing. Okay. Taking too much vitamin C, it's like, I tell my kids, they're like, well, mom, I'm going to keep eating these oranges. I'm like, listen, you've had too much vitamin C when you get the poops, and then you just stop it with the vitamin C and the poop should probably go away. Vitamin A is a little bit different. So, those are the kinds of things that, especially with stuff like that, where there is a risk of taking too much of something, you want to make sure that you have not the synthetic version. You want the natural, the whole food version, because your body is going to utilize it better, and you've got way less chance of anything like that going wrong. Okay. Vitamin E is another one because they pretty much just put the alpha tocopherols in there, and there are multiple forms of tocopherols that there's tocotrienols. Like there's all these different ones in there, and you want to make sure that you're getting all of them, because your body is like, that's great that you're giving me this one, but I want more. Like, where's the rest of them? I need the rest to be able to do the things. So it's just this just kind of goes along with you don't want to eat the fake food. Is the fake food going to make you keel over and die tomorrow? No, not unless you're allergic to it, or like something like that. Like red dye. I don't like red dye. I don't like red 40. But is it going to kill somebody right away? Probably not. No, I mean, the amount that you would have to, I just know. But your body doesn't like these things. And over time, it's going to build up toxic things that it can't get rid of. And especially now, if you're doing synthetic vitamins, you're doing all these things, you're eating so much fake food, you're not bringing in your natural vitamins and minerals, because you're not eating good quality, meats and eggs and dairy. You're not eating your fruits and vegetables. So you're not bringing all of those things in. So you have this toxic overload, because in your kidneys, your liver, your bowel, like your lungs, nothing really wants to get rid of all of the toxicity, because they're not doing their jobs as well as they could be, because they're not getting everything they need, because things are being taken from, and they're just not getting all of the nourishment back. And that puts you totally out of alignment with your diet, with your food, but also with your whole energy. It's going to be, your whole energy is completely off with that. So we want to look for things that are aligned. Now, I know your spirit body is, the blueprint for your physical body, but it is cyclical. So, your physical body, if you were, and we could really break it down and call it, making choices and patterns and programs and loops and everything, because that's really what it is that causes you to continue to make these decisions without even thinking about it, for what you're going to put in your mouth, how you feel about this, that, and the other thing, how much you're going, shut the hell up, Jess, I'm going to eat what I want. All of those things that you're doing, they're all part of that, and they are going to cause, because when you're not eating the right foods and stuff like that, you're more likely to catch some depression. You're more likely to just like wake up and be like, I really don't feel like myself today. I'm foggy, I'm fatigued, I'm brain, and is it like always this kind of a thing? No, but these are, people, there are multiple reasons why you can feel tired and groggy and fatigued and everything. There are multiple different reasons why your body is not absorbing things. But this is definitely a contributing factor, because it is part of being aligned. We want things that nourish our bodies, that nourish our soul. We want things that are good for us, that are going to help us to grow and learn and be better, not teach us how to hang on to more toxicity and how we can stay in survival mode. When you have so much toxicity, when you have these things going on where things are out of balance and being, taken from reserves and this and that, when we have all of this lack of balance, it's just, it's just going to make the spirit teeter to one side or the other. And, it makes you wake up in the morning and feel bad about yourself, and it's not like, okay, it's just because of only the things that I ate, but it's a big contributing factor, and I don't want anybody to kind of like feel bad that they, everybody has something that's like not super good for them, on probably even on a daily basis. And if you are taking supplements that are not made out of whole foods and stuff like that, maybe they're not the very best supplements that you could get. And the very best supplements are not going to be exactly the same for everybody. I don't really think that everybody needs to take supplements every single day for a long period of time. Most people have like a couple of core things that they want to supplement for daily, but it's not, like you might want to do like collagen, or, depending on where you are in your life, there might be something that you really need for like a support. But I don't think that like as a whole, people shouldn't really just need to take vitamins A and C and B. You shouldn't have to take those all the time. When we give those out clinically, it's because there is an organ that is stressed out. And we're like, okay, well, let's give them this complete catabolic complex of this vitamin and see how their organs decide to feel better, and that helps everything else to feel more aligned too, because we don't want to be out of whack. We don't want to be malnourished, not spiritually and not physically, not, nutritionally. We don't want to be malnourished. We don't want to be undernourished. We don't want, we don't want to be taking in the wrong things and expecting those things to do something when, they're not really, expecting them to do something that they're just not designed to do. And you might get your little boost at first, and then it's going to start to die down because it's not truly aligned with what your body actually needs. So I focus on real stuff, real people, okay? Because, I'm not going to give the exact same thing to every single person. I'm not going to tell everybody to have the exact same thing because your body is different from mine. I could tell you what I'm taking, but that doesn't really make a difference because you're not me. Not only do we have different bodies, different, like we were brought up differently, we have different genetics, different everything. So it's not going to be the same protocol for everybody. And the important part is to make sure that you are doing everything as naturally and as nourishing as your body, spiritual and physical, actually require. Because that really tends to be the thing, right? We don't want to have all of these synthetic things because they are going to end up causing things like even like synthetic minerals and stuff like that. They suck for digestion, man. Woo! You don't want to do that. So definitely, I think what I've got to leave you guys with here is fake stuff. I mean, listen, fake stuff isn't, sometimes you got to deal with fake stuff here and there because that's life. You're going to have, like this crap and that crap come at you. So you're going to probably have some fake food. You might take some fake vitamins once in a while. You probably have to deal with fake people. But the whole idea is to keep things aligned and nourished and set up boundaries. And this is one of those boundaries. It's like, okay, if I'm going to take a vitamin, it's going to be something that's going to be good for my body. It's going to nourish my body. It's going to nourish my soul. It's not going to knock me out of balance. It's not going to be a waste of money. Waste of money. Oh my gosh. Like we don't need to be creating like financial blocks and money leaks in our energy. Hello? No. So if you're just like running over to Walmart or Costco and picking up a big thing of whatever vitamin you got there, and you're like, yippee, yay, and I mean, I don't really want you to be like, oh, she's making fun of me. But dude, like there's nothing at like Walmart or Costco that I want you to purchase. Essential oils either. Don't do that. So there are some things where it's a good idea to speak to somebody who has studied this, knows what they're talking about, and has worked clinically with this. So because there is an actual marked difference. And fake stuff nourishes nothing because it's fake. That's why, oh, I can fake it till you make it. And then you're in therapy talking about how you were faking it for 10 years and nothing ever happened. Okay. Because it's just like a thing that's put in your head to make you keep on going. It's not aligned. It's not really you. And we want the real you to be up. The real you, not one of your personalities, the real you. And the real you does not like synthetic stuff, does not like, definitely does not like fake vitamins, fake food, or fake people. So everything needs to be real and nourishing. Okay. All right. I hope you giggled today. Please share this with somebody who needs it. And don't forget to click subscribe and leave me a fantastic review. Love you guys so much. All right. Take care.